Hello, my name is Nick Fitzwilliam. I'll be presenting the JP Morgan case competition for Team Cannoli. So when we look at scope of analysis, we have external analysis, internal analysis, some recommendations, resource requirements, and then an overall wrap up. External analysis is up first. So we're going to look at opportunities and threats. For the opportunities, we have expansion into other countries, diversifying portfolios for the customers, investing across the world, and commercial banking. Threats for this could be changing government regulations and obviously the financial crisis and recessions can be a threat, and then unstable mortgage market. So commercial banking, we have a market size which is measured by the revenue. The average industry growth from 2015 to 2020 was 3.5%. The industry grew overall at 2.3% in 2021, and the number of businesses in the industry as of 2021 is 75,000. So JP Morgan's market share of 2020 was 9.6%, and overall JP Morgan, Wells Fargo, and Bank of America all hold the largest market share in the overall industry. So some commercial banking industry leaders are going to be, we have the company, the valuation, and the global market percentage. So Bank of America is leading at the top of the charts with 336 billion and 10.5% for global market percentage. So main competitors in the landscape, we have intense rivalry among the competitors. So the competition amongst the players in the commercial banking industry is very, very tense and very strong. Because there's a low switching cost when it comes to consumers to switch banks, it makes the competition in the banking industry much more competitive. JP Morgan faces extreme competition from United States bank like Bank of America, Wells Fargo, Citibank, and also for some from the international banking industries. Moderate bargaining power of buyers. So consumers play a large role in the industry, but not as large as you may think. Individuals may not have as much power when it comes to affecting the bottom line of the company, but the larger groups of people can make a big impact. Clients with big accounts and high net worth do have a greater bargaining power because the banks cannot afford to lose those clients. So main competitors in the landscape, we have low bargaining power from the suppliers. So primarily two suppliers for employees and the depositors. And because the bargaining power of suppliers is relatively at a low threat, there are some dangers if the banks cannot attract the corporate clients, then the larger groups of the depositors will be unable to conduct sufficient business. Moderate threat to the industry, we have increasing in the commercial banking industry as more companies begin to implement technology and specialized services because of the COVID climate. These originally have thought to have only been offered from the banks. So for example, Apple, who's clearly not in the financial industries, they've come into a play because they've introduced Apple Pay. And that directly impacts banks like JP Morgan. Low chance of new entries, so not very a prevalent threat within the industry, but companies like JP Morgan, Bank of America have already proven that in a couple of companies, these can be the dominant players in the industry. It'd be very difficult for a new bank to enter the market because these banks are so big and they have so much power. So barriers to enter the industry, we have licensing laws, capital requirements, access to financing and just capital in general, regulatory compliance, and security concerns obviously also come into play because you have a lot of encrypting data, malware, third-party services. There's a lot of opportunities for spoofing. So it's time for a new establishment to be in the company. When you have internal analysis, we have strengths and weaknesses. There's a very strong brand name for the financial position at JP Morgan. The global presence is very well renowned. There's excellent service for customers through extensive retail networking and very good brand visibility in the business to business segment. They're the largest US bank in terms of sales, market value, assets, and profits. So the weaknesses come in with there's an overdependence on Americans. There's stiff competition from other financial providers. And because of climates like COVID, we have fluctuating markets, which can cause instability. Competitive disadvantage advantage. Distinguishing itself in the marketplace is primarily on the basis of history and experience. Staying cutting edge and offering some consumer convenience and low cost cutting edge services, and acquiring smaller banks, thereby removing some of the potential competition from the marketplace. Internal strategy analysis. So we have resource-based view and then a financial analysis for 2020. So we're looking at valuables that are rare and costly to imitate. So technological services, this could be AI analyzing transactional patterns. For rare, we have extensive resources and investment in tech. And for costly to imitate, we have 11 billion invested into tech, which is able to do this because of the size of the firm and the established customer base. For the financial analysis, we have net income at 27 million, ROA at 1.9%, ROE at 14.97%, which could lead to a profit margin of 21.16%. Post-COVID strategy for commercial banking. So overcoming a lack of personal contact due to COVID-19. So there have been several advances in digital marketing and banking initiatives, embracing no-touch forms of payment. So when you have people bring up with their phone and you have QR codes, there's been closing branches temporary, updating customers regarding COVID-19 restrictions and what the CDC puts out. Switching to in-bank visits has now been only appointment, and taking advantage of the chatbot capabilities, which has seen a very steadily growth in a more sophisticated, easier deploy. So balancing the safety of employees with benefits of collaboration. JP Morgan has implemented alternative work strategies for employees. So majority of them now work from home, which is a good thing. And they're now offering up to special payments up to $1,000 for full-time and part-time employees who generally have annual cash compensation of less than $60,000. So this is great for challenges for people related with childcare or transportational needs. Modified business operations, staggered shifts, and enhancing daily and nightly cleaning, extra paid leave. These are all due to post-COVID efforts. So right here, we're looking at JP Morgan's tip for remotely working and virtual collaboration. So we're going over topics on what to focus on and the outcomes for it. So just list off a couple. There's focusing on the culture of the climate, focusing on the individual, and focusing on team products and deliverables. And this will lead to outcomes, as you can see here. So our overall greatest addition to this is maintaining client relationships. And the best way to do this is through a smaller company that we found is BombBomb. BombBomb is a company that allows subscribers to create personalized video messages and attach emails to send to clients. Users create videos that can be reused, such as holiday greetings or messages about basic banking information. Additionally, these users can create a personalized video messages for clients to verbally explain complex topics or to introduce themselves to new clients. Pricing for these individual users can range anywhere from $40 to $50 per month, but deals for larger companies are also offered through BombBomb. BombBomb would be a great way for JP Morgan employees to add personal touch to the relationship with their clients and somewhat stimulate some form of face-to-face interaction while practicing COVID-19 protocols. So overall, we think BombBomb would be a great addition to JP Morgan because it just adds that little touch of personal affection when speaking with clients one-on-one, which is very much needed in this COVID climate. So using public data to find these prospect climates, very good ways to find these prospect clients is using Google Alerts, mentions, or talk alerts, interviewing their current customers to get a judge of what the atmosphere is going to be like, studying the web analytics, and using your competitor's industry to also judge your own. And this can lead to leverage professional social networks. So converting prospects to clients, when you're looking at keyword research and audience definition, it's easier to nurture these prospects if you're finding these prospects, the right ones in the first place to turn into clients. So you want to make sure you're also aligning your message between platforms to nurture these efforts. You want to make sure that everything is overlapping and everything's on the same page. Cultivating a smarter remarketing list, cap on the number of times you remarket your ads, and leverage exclusionary audience. This allows you to segment the groups of prospects that you're originally targeting. And now going into the financial analysis. So we have our revenue projections for the next 3 years with the addition of BombBomb. So 2020, they were at 123 billion. 2021, they dipped down a little bit, which is as expected because of COVID, to 120 billion. 2022, we're projecting you to go back up to not almost to 2020, but 121 billion. And then by 2023, we're projecting that it'll be 145 billion. So the estimate to cost to develop and implement the strategy, BombBomb has about 255,000 employees, and then you multiply that $50 per person, you're looking at $12 million in spending. But bundle deals are all offered in BombBomb, and also not every employee is going to need the BombBomb service. So you can reduce that number a little bit. And these are our resources. Thank you.